Hello, I'm Austin Wilson, Director of Investments at Hixon Zuercher Capital Management.
Oh, new title. Congratulations, Mr. Wilson, Director of Investments. I am Chase Rose, still an Associate Wealth Advisor here at Hixon Zuercher Capital Management.
My favorite Associate Wealth Advisor.
That's what I like to hear. I am also the only one. So
That's true. I wasn't going to say that.
We are here to give you a monthly market and economic update.
Yes, we are.
We do it monthly. We haven't really figured out exactly what month it's for. It's for December, January,
All the above.
a bit of both. Little forward looking, little backwards looking. Who knows? We do it every month. So
That's what we're doing today. But Chase, first, I have a joke for you.
all right.
It's pretty funny. So this came from Jensen, my little brother.
Okay.
Probably my favorite little kid in the entire world. And I have 3 kids. My favorite little boy. I have
There
3
you
daughters. There we go. I can work that in. Jensen's joke of the day. Why did the raisin go on a date with a prune?
What?
Dang it, I ruined the punchline. Because he couldn't find a date. It should have been gone out with a prune because he couldn't find a date. Okay, well, this is why I leave all the jokes to Josh Robb. So that was the joke Jensen sent.
Wow, it really started off with a bang there.
I thought that was hilarious. But the markets,
Okay,
not so funny.
let's move forward.
Yeah, the markets weren't so funny. Month of December, specifically looking at here, S&P down 2.6%, Dow down 4.9%, NASDAQ even down 0.4%, small caps down 8.25%, developed international stocks down 3.4%, emerging market stocks down 0.84%, and bonds down 1.7%. So, yeah, market's not so funny. A little bit of a give back at the end of the year. No Santa Claus rally there.
Santa missed Wall Street this year.
Santa missed Wall Street, but it was a great year prior to December, so can you really complain? I don't think so.
You really can't. On that topic of performance, so during the month of December, Bitcoin, the price of Bitcoin reached $100,000
Per coin.
First time ever.
Yeah.
100,000 per coin. Yeah, U.S. dollars. Obviously, there's just different
True.
currencies.
That is true.
As of the end of December, so the end of the year, Bitcoin had climbed a total of 119.6% in 2024. A lot of that momentum coming from the SEC approving spot price Bitcoin
Earlier in the year.
in January, which
Yep.
really started off the momentum for the year.
The election really sparked it even further.
I'm getting there, Austin. I'm
Okay.
getting there. Big firms and financial institutions bought up nearly 700,000 Bitcoins through those ETFs during the year. And of course, upon the news of Donald Trump winning the election in November, he's being regarded as a pro-crypto president. And so Bitcoin really took off, up 40% since then.
Yeah.
So yeah, great year for Bitcoin.
Great year for Bitcoin. Great year for stocks, as we alluded to as well. This year, S&P 500, so it's kind of a benchmark, up over 20% in 2024, up over 20% in 2023. Back to back, over 20% years. Very, very rare in stock market history here in the United States. Only about 9 times in nearly 1 century of market data.
Wow.
So that does not happen a whole lot. The most recent example before 2023 and 2024 actually was in the mid-90s, kind of in the mid part and early parts of the tech bubble that we saw that led up to 2000. So that was 95 and 96. So we haven't had those 2 really great years back to back in a while. So yeah, it's been pretty good.
It has been pretty good. Yeah. All right. So moving on, what's probably been the biggest news story in the month of December across the country. Obviously, this isn't sunshine and butterflies kind of out the window right now. United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson was murdered in Midtown Manhattan. As I'm sure most of you know, the suspected killer is in custody and was charged with murder and currently is awaiting trial. The murder did spark an outpouring of resentment toward U.S. health insurance companies and left Americans really divided in their response to that event. So definitely been a crazy month. We are not taking a stance, of course, but we do, we want to keep his family in our thoughts and prayers and all that stuff. So definitely a crazy time to be an American citizen.
Absolutely. So I just mentioned good stock markets, right? Couple years, really good gains. What happens in 2025 might be the question everyone wants to ask. And here's the truth. We don't know.
Yeah, sure.
And anyone who tells you they know is wrong and they're lying to you. But what we do know is what estimates are out there right now, right? So
Another 20% year?
I would love another 20% year, and we can't say it. Well, I will say that estimates from major financial institutions like JP Morgan, like Goldman Sachs, like Deutsche Bank, they are really estimating a more moderate year. Maybe in the high single digits to low double digit range for S&P performance overall. The big broad range is about 9 to 17% for major banks. That's still a pretty good year, right? Historical average is 8 to 10, depending on what time period you're looking at over a long term. Still looking at there or slightly above. So not probably going to be that bad. But again, we don't know. Lots of things can happen.
Lots of things.
And if someone says they know, run.
Yeah.
Run here, and we'll tell you they're wrong.
Yeah, they probably have a crystal ball in the back, but I've never seen one of those in my life.
No.
Yeah. All right, in other news, back in October, we did do a news story celebrating former President Jimmy Carter's 100th birthday. And just a few short months later, President Carter did pass away at the age of 100 as the longest living president in U.S. history.
Yeah.
He was in hospice for over a year, people.
Oh, no, that's crazy.
Over a year. That is in true.
That's a fighter right there.
He is a fighter for sure. So in response to this, U.S. stock markets are going to be closed on January 9th to honor a day of mourning for the former president.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So the Fed, speaking of government,
Sure.
the Fed reduced its benchmark interest rate by 25 basis points, 0.25% in December to a target range, which they give a target range of 4.25 to 4.5%. So we've had a handful of cuts thus far to bring interest rates down from where they were. However, what is interesting and what drove a lot of the negative market performance that we talked about earlier was the fact that the Fed gave a very cautious approach to 2025 in terms of what they expect to do for rate cuts, really only indicating 2 or 3 rate cuts probably on the table. Why is that? Well, number one, inflation is higher than desired, although much cooler than it was a year or so ago, year and a half ago, but still kind of sticky in the upper 2% range, kind of closer to 3% range. So they want to see that closer to a 2 range. So keeping the interest rate higher will hopefully bring that down a little bit. Also, they're watching the labor market. It's holding up really well overall. You know, unemployment's only ticked up a little bit and jobs are still being added month over month. So they haven't really broken that. So they're probably going to be doing less rate hikes or rate cuts than we anticipated, especially about a quarter ago.
Sure.
And that put pressure on markets because markets like lower interest rates.
Exactly. Yeah. And to that point, you know, that you mentioned the first news story, the negative markets in the month of December, is really after that.
It really was. Yeah.
When the markets start falling apart a little
Yep.
bit. So, and we'll see what happens in the future. I do have one last, before we get to the Florida news story, I have one positive news for all you food lovers out there.
Oh, this is for me.
I'm going to keep this short and sweet. In 2025, McDonald's is bringing back the snack wrap.
Okay.
Big news.
That is big news.
Big news.
You like a snack wrap?
I love snack wrap.
A little ranch on there?
Sure.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Just give me that crispy chicken with the lettuce and the cheese and the ranch and the tortilla. Yeah, I love that. Now, this is my biggest issue with
this is not a recommendation to buy McDonald's stock.
It is not. However, if you go to McDonald's, you ask whoever's sitting at the register, hey, do you guys have tortillas? They do, because they have breakfast burritos.
True.
Do you have lettuce? Of course they have lettuce.
They could have, chicken strip.
Mm-hmm. They have shredded cheese for different menu items. They have ranch. I get chicken nuggets sometimes. And I know they have crispy chicken because they have the chicken tenders.
Exactly. You could have had a snack wrap anytime. I know.
Can't make a snack wrap. Tell me how that makes sense.
It doesn't make sense.
But they're doing it in 2025.
Well, it's great marketing because think about the McRib.
Well, they announced the McRib was coming back 2 days before that. But the snack wrap just took over the show after that.
I mean, if you eat McDonald's enough that these product launches entice you to be going back year after year after year, the McRib comes back, then you probably eat too much McDonald's.
Yeah, I don't eat the McRib.
Again, this is also not a recommendation to sell McDonald's stock.
Correct.
But McDonald's.
But the snack wrap is back, people. That's all I gotta say.
It's going to be commercial.
It sure is.
That's right.
They've already thrown teasers out there. We don't know the specific date yet, but there's teasers.
So spending money.
Mm-hmm.
You could spend it on snack wraps.
Sure. I plan to.
That's probably not what you spent your money on for Christmas gifts.
No, because they didn't have snack wraps.
But you spent some money on something for people, right? Americans. Maybe Chase didn't. I didn't get anything from him.
I was a Grinch this year. So.
Americans spent a record-breaking $989 billion during the holiday season. That's almost $1 trillion with a T.
That's crazy.
They probably will be $1 trillion next year.
Yeah.
During the holiday season, this is because the markets have been doing fine, the economy's been doing fine, the labor market's been doing fine, wage growth has been fine. People are feeling a little bit better about their financial situation. We've got some uncertainty from an upcoming election. The uncertainty's behind them. People may be feeling some stability. So they spent money like crazy. So this was a 3.8% increase over last year. But yeah, it was a lot. Now, there was also debt incurred during the holiday season, an average of almost $1,200 per consumer, up from a little over $1,000 in 2023. Notably, 42% of these individuals are facing interest rates of 20% higher on that debt. So people spent money, yeah, but they probably spent a little too much.
Yeah, probably spent more than they had.
Yeah, so
That's tough.
Is
like the Black Friday shopping included in that?
that is.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, we talked about that last month. That was a fraction in that.
I didn't spend money on Black Friday.
Hey, you're Chase not spending money. Nope.
Not spending money.
Unless it's tacos or snack wraps.
Yeah. Priorities, people.
Priority.
All right, Austin. Florida news story of the month.
Florida news story of the month.
I gotta ask you. Do you believe in Santa?
I've seen the Santa Claus. I don't know if you can deny it. Tim Allen is Santa Claus.
Okay. But in the concept itself, Santa Claus, right? Nobody's technically ever seen him.
True.
Right? Whether you believe he's true or whether you believe he exists or not, nobody's technically ever seen him.
Shall we put a disclaimer that if some kids are watching this, close your ears?
I highly doubt they are. But just in case you are watching this and you still believe in Santa, we're not saying that he's not real. He could potentially be real. And my story might either prove or disprove that.
Tell me.
So what vehicle or method of transportation does Santa use?
Oh, a sleigh.
A sleigh?
Yeah.
Pulled by?
Reindeer, of course.
That fly.
Naturally, a flying reindeer. More than one.
Okay. Well, our Florida news story of the month in Beverly Hills, Florida.
Not California.
Not California. Beverly Hills, Florida. Probably similar to Hollywood, Florida. Probably close.
Okay.
They're probably close together, I think.
Beverly Hills.
That's where I want to be. Not in this case.
Not in this case.
A motorcyclist.
Ooh, I like where this is going.
He was either dressed as Santa Claus or he was Santa Claus.
We don't know.
Led police on a high-speed chase, reaching speeds of 120 miles per hour. Dash cam footage captured Santa skillfully weaving through traffic to avoid authorities, and he was not caught.
Could be Santa.
It could be Santa. I mean, he's back in the North Pole now. You're not going to get him now.
I know.
Crazy stuff.
That is interesting.
Did Santa lose his sleigh? Did he have to find a motorcycle to get...
Maybe he just thought a Harley was the better option.
He
traded the reindeer in for a hog.
That's good.
All right. So as we said, Austin Wilson, Chase Rose here with Hixon Zuercher Capital Management, wishing you hopefully a warm January. Because, as we're sitting here recording this, it's snowy and very, very cold.
Very cold.
So stay warm, be safe. Happy New Year. Thanks for being here. Please remember, nothing we talked about is a recommendation. But if you have any questions, give us a call at 419-425-2400 or email us at hello@hdcapital.com. And until next month, have a good one.
Stick to those resolutions, people.
That's right. Bye.